How are we doing again today, guys? Thank you for joining me on Viper9 Toy Videos. Today, I have another Star Wars Legacy Collection Evolution set. This one time, it is the Clone Commandos. So it does come with the Alpha Arc Trooper, the Phi Skirata Omega Squad. Phi Skirata? I'm going to say Phi Skirata on that one, I think. And Storm Commando, the Imperial Special Forces. This one is a Wal-Mart exclusive. And honestly, I don't know if I knew this one existed before I found it yesterday at a local show. But here you have it on the back, the little brief bio on the Clone Commanders, the other Legacy figures and sets that have come out, as well as a brief photo of the other, of action shots. Let's say action shots of those figures. Let's go ahead and take this knife right here, cut the tape there, cut the tape there, and then let's go ahead and see if we can't get that to slide out. So just like the other box set that I did, it does have some extra weapons and equipment. I believe all of this extra equipment all belongs to Skirata there, so none of it really goes to any of the other clone figures. I'll go ahead and get that pulled out. Not sure what to do. Oh, it's just tabs. Okay. So pull that up, maybe. Come on. Oh, that does not want to come out. Or is it supposed to fold up like that? Give me my weapons! Oh, there we go. That definitely wanted to fight me a lot more than I feel it should have. So we'll go ahead and undo that. That scanner there comes out. Go ahead and get this backpack out. And we'll get that there out. Go ahead and get those set over there. Let's see on the back of the box. Does it kind of show who comes with what? It's kind of hard to tell because they mixed up the guns on these two figures here. So the Storm Commando has Skirata's guns and Skirata has Storm Commando. That's good job on that one, old school Hasbro team. At this point, I think I'm done trying to even consider salvaging packaging. Maybe. How even? This type of packaging I've just always found really weird, where they, the plastic inside the plastic with rubber bands holding them in and everything like that. There we go. So here we will go ahead and start with Alpha, Arc Trooper Alpha. That helmet is removable. See if we can't get that rubber band from around his neck, from around his hand. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what. That is a lot more difficult than it's supposed to, than it needs to be. I'm going to say, trying to get some of these figures out of this packaging. Rubber band's kind of deteriorated, so it's broken, and we'll see if we can't get it unwrapped off of this gun. Blaster. Sorry, it's a blaster. Let's see if we can't go ahead and get it unwrapped off of him as well. There we go. So there is Alpha, the Clone Commando, or Arc Trooper, sorry. So he does have his helmet that fits on. He does have his Arc Trooper blaster there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the figure itself. So it does have a single ball joint neck. Once again, as I'd mentioned, removable helmet. Does have a positional rangefinder, I think. Looks like it's supposed to have a positional rangefinder, but it might need to be heated up a little bit because it's definitely not wanting to bend. Does have this free floating pauldron here. You pop off his head And that comes off. Oh, and it is attached to his gauntlet right there with a little rubber band and everything like that. Does have, looks like, the same articulation as some of the other troopers of his era. So because it has those really weird shoulder joints there, it's able to lift up all the way. Has really decent elbows, just wrist swivels there. Nothing too fancy. Go ahead and get that bent around where it's supposed to be. Get that head reattached. Then so he does have just a waist swivel, T-crotch. He does have knee articulation, but that's going to be hindered a little bit by the hard goods skirt that he is wearing. I do like the battle damage tattered on that, though. So that, of course, looks pretty good. Go ahead and get that helmet back on him. Get his rifle back in his hands. And boom, there we have ARC Trooper Alpha. See if we can't get him standing just right there. See if we can't now get out. I'm glad I wasn't planning on trying to repackage these guys at all, because, like I said, this packaging is just kind of ridiculous. Go ahead and get that out. So I only have one other, I believe, of the Omega Squad, or the Clone Commandos, and he doesn't have any articulation, like hardly at all. So this one here is going to be a little bit of a pleasant surprise. Oh, wow. The blaster is definitely, the hands are a little warped from holding on to it all those years. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so he has a single ball joint neck, and it's one of those large ball joints. He has no shoulder, like all he has is a shoulder swivel. Because of those shoulder gauntlets that he has, he doesn't have any outer mobility or anything like that. No swivel, or no ball joint, just the swivel joint. He does have a ball jointed elbows, and then just swivel wrists. He does have a mid-chest torso swivel, the standard T-crotch. He does have knee articulation. There we go. As well as ankle articulation. So there's been a couple different sets of Delta Squad for the Clone Commandos. One set, they've done a couple in single-carded, I think in the Saga series. Could have been 30th anniversary. Then they did a couple figures in box sets. One box set of the Delta Squad, they all have articulation, like really good articulation, like this particular guy. The other box set is only like 5 points of articulation. So it is a little wanting on that. I'm going to take a guess. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to say this possibly goes to the Imperial Commando, or the Storm Commando. Just because I didn't see it on this guy in the pictures. And he already has a wrist gauntlet. So that's going to be my guess. This little tracker thing here is supposed to go in his hand. Kinda. His hand's super undersized. And then get his blaster in this one. Maybe. Like I said, that hand's a little warped just from being in that packaging for so long. And then we have it is the Fiascarata Clone Commando. Really digging the purple and the white on that guy. I think he looks really good. Let's see if we can't get this packaging to cooperate a little bit. There we go. That's going in the garbage. So here is the Storm Commando, the Imperial Special Forces. So this tells me that it does advance a little bit past the Clone Wars. So this one is under the Empire regime, but is not just a Shadow Commando, but a Storm Commando. Oh, and there goes. Just figures be falling. One thing I can tell you that I'm already digging about this figure here is he does come with holsters for his blasters. And yeah, I'm still gonna say this goes to him, I think. I think that just goes right on there like that, possibly. Maybe the other arm. But either way, He does have a single ball joint neck, does have really good the shoulder articulation, once again just because of those really weird jointed shoulders that Hasbro did there for a while. The elbow articulation is a little, get that off there. Elbow articulation is pretty decent, I'm going to say. Oh, if that joint wasn't seized. He does have kind of more of the forearm swivel due to the glove nature, so no wrist. It's a little bit higher up on the forearm, so you do have to be careful when bending the elbows as to not to pop those gloves off. Then he does have just standard T crotch. Pretty decent, actually lacking in the knee articulation. And then the ankle articulation, just a standard rocker. Not rocker, swivel. Get that blaster in there. And get this blaster over here. And boom. There he is. I like that coloring on him. Once again, if this doesn't go to him, if someone knows, just go ahead and leave me a comment. And I'll go ahead and get that corrected on my figure on display. But the video will always be wrong. It'll go down in history as being wrong. But it is what it is. There we have it. Though, guys, the Wal-Mart exclusive Clone Commando Evolution Pack with Alpha. Now let's go ahead and move them up a little bit. With Alpha, Fiskirata, and the Storm Commando. There we go. Pretty decent little figures. I dig in the set. Super happy that I picked it up. Now I'm on the hunt for the rest of Delta Squad. But as always, guys, right there, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you for watching.